My youngest didn't have a suck reflex when he was born, so he needed to be syringe fed. I really wanted to breastfeed, so I decided to express my milk instead. Now, I thought I wasn't getting enough out initially, as I was used to the quantities used for formula feeding, but I was told that my tiny amount of colostrum, and it really, really was tiny, was enough for a newborn's tummy. And this is why feeding on demand is important, as they fill up quickly, but can get hungry again quickly too. When at home, I used a manual breast pump. I do wish I had an electric one, and if I was to ever do it again, I would definitely get an electric one. It took a lot longer than expected. Could be maybe an hour of pumping for about 3 ounces of milk. And I didn't know that breast milk separated when stored in the fridge, and it doesn't mean that your breast milk has gone bad. It just needs a bit of a shake before you feed your baby. My nipples still hurt and they still cracked and bled. So that isn't just reserved for when you are directly breastfeeding. I didn't know it was still okay to give my baby that breast milk until my midwife told me. And it does make sense, because if I had been directly breastfeeding and my nipples had bled, the baby would be having some of that, but it still made me feel quite uncomfortable, especially as nobody seems to talk about that. And my then husband found it really uncomfortable and impossible to express breast milk to our son, that was a little bit the wrong colour because of that. I didn't express for long for various reasons, but I am glad that I did it, even for a short time. I felt like it was the next best thing to breastfeeding, but it is certainly not quick or easy. And I think that the sort of idea that it's an easier route is a misguided one. And, you know, I'm not saying this to try and put anybody off, but you need to understand that it is very, very time and labour intensive, because once you've expressed, you then still have the feeding to do.